Since the dawn of humanity, we have looked up at the stars with a mixture of awe and terror. We mapped the constellations, seeking guidance, seeking destiny, and seeking power. But the ancients believed that the stars were not just balls of burning gas. They believed the heavens were guarded, that knowledge of the cosmos was not free, it had to be taught. And among the 72 spirits bound by King Solomon, there is one entity who holds the keys to this celestial wisdom. He is not a warrior like the Marquisandras. He is not a beast of destruction like the King Baal. He is a teacher, a prince, a creature of the night who bridges the gap between the herbs of the earth and the stars of the firmament. He appears as a mighty raven, or more famously, as a great owl crowned with a crown of gold, standing upon legs that stretch like the pillars of the earth. His name is Stolas. In modern pop culture, he has become an icon, a character of tragedy and romance in cartoons like Helluva Boss. But the internet fame has buried the ancient truth. The real Stolas, the Stolas of the Grimorium Verum, the Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, and the Ars Goetia is far more ancient, far more complex, and far more dangerous than a mere cartoon character. Tonight on Nocturne Demonology, we light the candle and open the archives. We are going to conduct a complete forensic analysis of the 36th spirit of Solomon. We will explore his origins, his office, his hidden symbolism, and the rituals used to commune with the Prince of the Stars. This is the comprehensive history of Prince Stolas. To understand Stolas, we must first look at where he comes from. He is not a modern invention. His name echoes through the libraries of the Renaissance demonologists. His most famous entry is, of course, in the Lesser Key of Solomon, specifically the Ars Goetia, compiled in the mid-17th century. In this hierarchy, he is listed as the 36th spirit. But notice his rank. He is a prince. In the Infernal hierarchy, a prince is a figure of royalty, commanding authority not through brute force, but through pure status and intellect. The Goetia describes him as follows: Stolas or Stolos is a great and powerful prince, appearing in the shape of a mighty raven, at first before the exorcist, but after it taketh the image of a man. However, the text continues to describe his true function. He teacheth the art of astronomy and the virtues of herbs and precious stones. He is a great prince and commanded 26 legions. But the Goetia was not the first. Before the Lesser Key, there was the Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, written by the Dutch physician Johann Weyer in 1577. Weyer calls him Stolas or Solas. He omits the raven form initially and focuses heavily on the owl imagery that would later become iconic. It is Weyer who establishes Stolas as the patron of scientific knowledge within the demonic ranks. Let us analyze his appearance, for in demonology, form is never accidental. Form is function. Stolas is famously depicted as a crowned owl with the incredibly long, slender legs. This specific image from the Dictionnaire Infernal has fascinated occultists for 2 centuries. But what does it mean? First, the owl. Since the days of ancient Greece, the owl has been the symbol of Athena, the goddess of wisdom. The owl sees in the dark. It sees what others cannot. While humanity sleeps, the owl watches. This aligns perfectly with Stolas' role as a teacher of hidden mysteries. He operates in the darkness of the occult to reveal the light of knowledge. Second, the crown. Stolas is a prince, he is nobility. In the hierarchy of hell, he is not a foot soldier. He does not fight in the wars of the angels. He sits upon a throne of intellect. The crown signifies his sovereignty over his domain, the domain of information. Third, the legs. Why the long legs? Some esoteric interpretations suggest that this connects him to the concept of as above, so below. He stands tall, his feet planted on the earth, representing his knowledge of herbs and stones, while his head reaches into the heavens, representing his knowledge of astronomy. He is the bridge, the axis mundi, connecting the terrestrial and the celestial. What does Prince Stolas actually do? If you were to successfully evoke him, what would you ask? His office is threefold: astronomy, herbs, and precious stones. Let's break this down. First, astronomy. In the context of the 17th century, this meant astrology. Stolas understands the movement of the planetary spheres. He knows the influence of Mars on war, the influence of Venus on love, and the influence of Saturn on death. A magician working with Stolas gains the ability to predict timing. He reveals the architecture of the universe. Second, the virtues of herbs. This is phytognomy, the magical and medicinal properties of plants. This is not just about which tea cures a headache. This is about the poisonous plants: belladonna, hemlock, mandrake. Stolas teaches the baneful herbs. He teaches how nature destroys and how it heals. Third, precious stones. Crystals and gemstones are the batteries of magic. Stolas teaches the occult properties of rocks. Why carry a ruby? Why wear a sapphire? He reveals which stones can trap spirits, which can heal the soul, and which can curse a victim. Now, we approach the practical. How have occultists historically interacted with this entity? According to the lesser key, Stolas acts under the power of the East. Being a prince, his seal must be made of tin. Wait, let me correct that. In some translations, princes correspond to Jupiter, but Stolas specifically is often associated with the airy qualities of the mind. However, strictly following the Goetia, the metal of a prince is tin, the sigil. His sigil is complex. It looks like a stylized cross with circles and arrows, representing the planetary alignments. This symbol must be worn by the magician as a lamen on the chest. The timing. As a prince, Stolas is best summoned during the day, specifically when the sun is clear. However, given his connection to the stars, many modern practitioners find success working with him at night, under a clear sky, preferably when Jupiter or Mercury is visible. The Enn, the demonic Enn, a chant used to tune the mind to the spirit's frequency. For Stolas is Stolos, Ramek, Vi Asa, Onorka. Practitioners chant this rhythmically, entering a trance state, gazing into the sigil or into a black, scrying mirror. When Stolas arrives, he does not usually bring fear. He brings a sensation of vastness, like standing on the edge of a cliff, looking at the galaxy. Prince Stolas, the owl, the raven, the teacher, he stands on his long legs, bridging the gap between the dirt of the earth and the light of the stars. He reminds us that wisdom can be found in the darkest of places, and that even in the hierarchy of hell, there is order, there is science, and there is beauty. He is the 36th spirit. And now, you know his history. The archives of Nocturne Demonology are vast. We have only just begun to scratch the surface of the 72 spirits. In the next entry, we will descend further. We will look into the eyes of a king who brings war, plague, and silence. If you wish to continue this journey, verify your loyalty. Like this video, subscribe to the Legion, and turn on the bell. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars, but do not forget the darkness that lies between them.